6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name is James Stevens. I'm the founder and CEO of Krown Technologies and the Krown Network, and I want to welcome you tonight to another edition of the KrownMEET. We have a very special one tonight for you guys, and I'm going to start off. What we're going to do is how we normally do it. We'll do the introductions of the team members for those of you who do not know them or if you're new to Krown. And tonight we do have Dr. Francis Polito, the CEO of Quantum Emotion. He will be on in about 20 or 30 minutes or so. He's just getting off a flight, so thank him for that time. But starting off first, we're going to introduce our CTO, Gareth Slavin. Gareth?
Hey, how you doing? So I'm Gareth Slavin. I've been in the IT industry for 26 years plus. I've been in crypto for most of that as well. I'm here to make sure all the tech works and the teams are functioning and working with those teams to ensure that what we build is built correctly, securely, and actually works out there. So that's me in a nutshell and what I'm here for.
Thank you, Gareth. And next we have our CMO, Peter Biggs.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Peter Biggs. I'm CMO for Krown since March this year. Time is flying. I'm going to do a lot of talking later, so I'll keep it super brief and just say I'm really looking forward to all the presentations this evening.
Very good. Thank you, Peter. Next is Rami Das, our lead blockchain dev.
Hey, everyone. I'm the lead blockchain engineer. I'm in charge of developing the quantum blockchain for Krown and its ecosystem products.
Thank you, Rami. Next is Jerry Legace. He's our director of business development, also our listings and exchanges.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Jerry Legace. I joined the Krown team earlier this year, and I'll be mainly handling business development, Web3 connections, and listing with exchanges.
Thank you, Jerry. All right, guys, and we have two special team members with us. They're new to Krown. We want to welcome them to Krown. I'm going to start off with our new CFO, Craig Irvine. Certainly brings a ton of experience and a lot of legitimacy in this field, and I just Craig, we thank you for joining us, and if you would, just provide an intro and a background. You're on mute, I think, Craig.
Sorry, being corporately responsible, Zoom video call responsible. Thank you, James. I'm sort of very excited to be here as I believe the newest member of the team here. Although Eric and I were pretty close. My background is a Wall Street analyst. I was a Wall Street analyst for about 20 years. I used to pick stocks mostly in the telecom sector, during which I helped raise the capital to build the plumbing to what we know now is a pretty fast internet relative to when I started back in the 90s. More recently, about 10 years ago, I left public markets to work with startup companies and frankly to have a more tangible impact on things like job creation than you can actually have if you're just picking stocks. And that has morphed me essentially into a private company CFO and investment banker for my public equity days. Back in the day, I did work for a combination of Merrill Lynch, Citigroup, and Macquarie, and plus a couple of specialty firms. And at the peak, I was actually the #1 rated telecom analyst for Asian telecoms on a vote of my institutional investor clients. Couple of things I thought I'd good highlight is one is my interest in blockchain really stems from the next generation of the internet. I'm preaching to the converted here, but I think there's just immense power from a pure economic productivity standpoint in good blockchains that will help share info that can't be altered. And again, the productivity gains there is immense. The funny part about that is once I really learned about blockchain, which wasn't, about 6-7 years ago, and got to know it a bit, I couldn't help but thinking back to a high school science fair project I did, which was essentially to try to create an unhackable code using the fact that you can't factor a vector in mathematics. So one had, and if without knowing at least one of the components of that combination, which we now of course usually refer to as a private key in today's world. I'm very excited, particularly about Krown, largely because I think I see the potential, and I see the potential because I'm afraid of computing speed. Quantum computing, I think, is going to continue to get faster, and I think it represents a very real threat to the so far reasonably unhackable nature of blockchain because its ability to interfere with block assembly. So that speaks to, I think, to one of Krown's most unique features is the quantum cryptography and security around it, which I simply, in simple terms, I view as kind of stepping up to fight fire with fire. My own role here is pretty clear as the CFO. I'll be overseeing finances, accounting, compliance, and the like, and ultimately making sure that we have enough capital available to succeed as a company. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. Next, we have Eric Preston. He is Krown's new outside general counsel for domestic affairs. Eric, welcome.
Thank you, James. As James mentioned, my name is Eric Preston. I'm the principal attorney at Start to Finish Law. My practice specializes in working with crypto and technology companies, ranging from startups to growth companies as public companies as well. I recently started working with Krown as their outside general counsel. I'll be helping managing their corporate matters, contracts, regulatory compliance, fundraising, and any other domestic legal needs the company may have. I'm looking forward to working with the team. I think they've got a great vision and that they're well positioned for a successful future.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. And as I mentioned earlier, everybody, Dr. Bolito, the CEO of Quantum Emotion, will be on with us later today. And I do believe that we are honored here to have Samuel Sykin, the CEO of Exit Quantum, with us, one of our partners. And I may, Sam, I may bring you on here in a little bit, buddy, okay? Okay, so I do have two very exciting announcements for you guys. They're huge for Krown and our partners. But we have decided we're going to hold off a little bit on those and bring those in towards the end of the KrownMEET for you guys. So you're going to stay with us. But also today, I want to just go over a few announcements like I usually do after the introductions. The first one is today we did receive both of our membership approvals for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which that gives us a great network. I know a few of the directors around the country there, and they're really going to help us network in around the U.S. And the other one was our local chamber. So chambers of commerce, I'm a huge proponent of that. They're great to meet people. And again, like I always say, at the end of the day, no matter what sector you're in, this is a people business, right? And so those are really important. I do want to give an update real quick regarding the wallet balance issues, the referrals and bonuses. We do have, Gareth, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we have about four, I think if he said, 4 wallets have been pushed. We're just waiting on a few documentations from those wallet owners.
Yeah. And look, we're working on an ongoing basis as those issues come up. We're getting the tickets run through and validating everything and then getting it all sorted. So, yeah.
All right, thanks. Okay, and then the next thing is the Krown Hub update. Just real quick, we're constantly updating and upgrading the Krown Hub, whether it's speed or security or things that we find. So we've made some updates and pushes on that as well. You guys will start to see some new integrations in the Krown Hub as we start to build out some of these ecosystem products. So you're going to see that also with regard to referrals or QR code scans or rewards. You're going to start to see some of those reward levels start to come in on the sidebar there, where you guys, once you reach certain levels, you'll obtain certain rewards. The next thing is we're going to talk about the development and the completion date of our corporate site. So it's extremely important, especially with Krown's breadth of offerings, that you don't just have Krown Network as one thing, because Krown Network is actually underneath Krown Technologies with regard to its structure. So what we want to do is create a corporate site. We'll have that for Krown Technologies, and then all of the different offerings, because we will operate in multiple sectors and industries. So you'll be able to see everything that we do offer there from a corporate point of view. And then with that, we're going to get into the presentations and the updates like we always do. We're going to start tonight with our CTO, Gareth, and he's going to go over with you some development releases, updates, the wallet designs, and all that. Gareth, take it away.
Yeah. So I think I've just shared the link in the chat there, because I think it's very important that everyone goes to our dev releases page and see what we've been up to. A lot of what we've been doing recently is just, fixing things that were either needed to be upgraded or were just buggy and things like that. We've done a lot of work on the buy bots. We've sorted out a whole bunch of issues on the Trust Wallet. We've also sorted out a lot of things around how we go about dealing with different things inside of our checkouts with Stripe, making sure that people can buy at higher values so that hopefully people can invest more. We've also done a lot of work on things like our Telegram to make sure you can buy inside Telegram and things like that. Some of these things seem quite simple, when you see it as a line item, but as James and the team will know, a lot of them are quite complicated, especially when you're integrating with systems. So I'd advise everybody go have a look at the dev release page on the site. I'm always encouraging people to look there because there's always things coming out. I'd also talk about the Castle wallet. We've done quite a lot of work on the wallet now. I'd say we're coming to quite ahead with actually completing the design. The wallet design is basically being completed, and the wallet itself is being completed. The mobile app is in progress at the moment. A lot of that stuff is going to come out in, I'd say, 3 to 4 weeks' time. inside of the public forums. And I think we've got a really amazing product that's going to really shift things inside of the wallet space, especially the cold wallets. And then I guess from a blockchain point of view, Rami, I don't know if you want to just step in and tell us a bit about what's going on there.
Yeah, definitely. So we've been really busy and working in the background, right? There was a slight shift within the Krown blockchain as we tried to, go towards the L2 route, but now we took a step back and decided to, really tackle the L1 layer instead. And that's really going after, I'm not saying going after players like Ethereum or Solana and, the big players essentially. But we're trying to, join that group. But the biggest thing with Krown is obviously we have different QPC algorithms integrated with the blockchain, much more protected than your typical blockchain such as Ethereum. We've also been working on a couple ecosystem products such as the Krown Wallet, the Krown Explorer, the Krown Faucet for the test nets, and then obviously the Krown token. I'm happy to demo the Krown Wallet today. James, if
Absolutely.
should we go ahead and demo this? Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me go ahead and share my screen. Give me one moment.
And we'll just, as a note, there are two wallets. There's the Krown wallet, which is part of the MVP package, which is the blockchain, the Explorer, the wallet, and the native coin. Then there's the Castle wallet, right? And that's our quantum wallet. That's a quantum secured wallet. So this one that Rami is demoing for you today is the Krown wallet. Castle is not quite ready. I think we're probably, Gareth, a few weeks out, 3 or 4 weeks out from that being completed?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, the guys basically started all the mobile pushes today. It's still in testing and stuff, but that's all really out there happening. And the team's moving pretty quickly. As you know, James, we had like a 6-month timeline. We got that down to 2 months. So pretty exciting stuff,
Absolutely. All right, Rob,
Yeah.
take it away.
And then, to jump on that note, Krown wallets, I'm sure some of you are familiar with MetaMask. MetaMask has, a somewhat similar interface, but we do something completely different than MetaMask that they do not do. For example, let me just walk you through it. So we're going to go ahead and create a wallet. We'll call it test one. Just around that password. One moment.
Don't get too excited. The seed phrase is just a test.
Test.
I was getting mega excited. What are you talking about? I know what that all means.
Under two.
It is 100% randomly generated. Every time you create a new wallet, obviously, you will get a new seed phrase. Feel free to hack it if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm your local host. For all those people that don't know what that means, it's not on the internet.
Right.
So
Tommy's handing out access later.
So I have went ahead and created the Krown wallets. Now this wallet is EVM compatible, which means that it supports all EVM chains such as Polygon, Binance, Arbitrum. If it's EVM, you can add it into this wallet, and just same way as you would on MetaMask, you can add a custom network, whether that's Polygon, Binance, or whatever chain. You can add it in here. Now, for this call's purpose, we do have the Krown node, which I will add on here. Krown. We'll just call it Krown chain for now. Every chain has its specific chain ID. For testing purposes, we'll just call this KRN 18, add network. Let me see here real quick. Oops, I had an extra space in there.
Hey, Rami, Jim Murrieta has a question real quick.
What's his question?
Go ahead, Jim. All right, okay. No, keep going.
Jim, you there?
I think he's
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so having issues here adding the network. My server might be down right now, but this is all in the testing phase as of now. Once it's on our servers, everything will move smoothly. But as of now, just like MetaMask wallets, you can go ahead and add a custom token that's EVM compatible. So any token address. So for example, let's see if this works here. I can add this token, validate. Oh, okay. Extra commas here. Why is it? There we go. Let me just reload this real quick.
So in the meantime, Jim has a question. Will the Krown wallet replace our existing wallet, such as Trust Wallet or MetaMask? I can answer that. Jim, yes, that will be able to replace those wallets. And we will have, Rami, on the wallets, regardless of Castle or Krown, they will have the extensions for web and then also mobile.
Correct. Castle wallets. That's where we dive in deeper into Castle Wallet, where Castle Wallet have the Android wallets, the iPhone wallets, and also the extension, just like you see with MetaMask. So there will be a Krown extension on the browser, and then obviously you have your Krown wallet. Everyone has their different preference. You'll have your Krown wallet on the browser, which you can access.
Yeah.
I'm having some network issues here right now, but I'll walk you through. So, just like as any specific wallet, you can add a custom token using a contract address. You can send or receive that token to any EVM compatible wallet. You can receive, using QR code, or you can copy and send this over to, anyone to receive funds, such as Ethereum or any custom EVM token. Let's see here. You can export your private keys. You can import a private key. So if you have a wallet from Trust Wallet or MetaMask, you can actually import your wallets with Krown.
So they'll be able to migrate easily that way.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, I do want to show you. Yes. So in the login screen, you can either do it in the login screen or within the wallet itself.
And also the one thing that's I think really special or differentiates Krown Wallet is that, Rami, this is they don't just have to, they can have multiple wallets within the wallet, right?
Correct. So one thing here on this screen, just because I'm having network issues right now. So on this screen, you can create multiple different accounts or wallets. And, let's just say test 1, test 2, test 3. So you can actually log into, any of these wallets by clicking them, entering the password. But also within these wallets, you can also create more wallets. That's something MetaMask doesn't really have. So on the login screen, that makes it special. It makes it more user-friendly. Person like me, I'm a developer, so I'm always constantly using MetaMask for development purposes. If I need to, use another network, another wallet, I have to log out of MetaMask and re-enter my private keys. It's just a hassle. For Krown, we can go back to the main screen and I can click test 2 or test 3, and those are different wallets. So that's how we differentiate from MetaMask and Trust wallets.
Yeah, and I like that. And then there's something else too. Moving on from the wallet,
Yes.
I know we've had a few questions from tech guys that are asked about the nodes and things like that. And I know that I think you have a couple of diagrams for regarding the PQC and how that works with regard to the node on one of our PQC steps.
Yes. So the node, typically, so let me just jump into this. So the node. Traditionally, this is how the node is set up on, an EVM chain such as Ethereum, right? We generate the Ethereum ECDSA key pair, and then we generate that key pair, the public key, and then we're using its own Ethereum public key and node 2 Ethereum public key to derive the secrets. So this is typically how the EVM is structured on EVM chains. However, since we are connected with Quantum, we're using QPCs. Go back here. How we do it different. We're using Kyber. So,
and Kyber, and this is we can't give away everything that we use and how we stack it and where it sits and everything just for security and for patent reasons. But I'm sorry to speak over you, Rami, but Kyber is just one of our PQCs that we use in our stack. So we're just going to show you today one, and we think it's just prudent to do that to keep the rest of it kind of private.
Correct. And Kyber and this purpose, we're using it as, obviously a quantum layer, but for communication purposes, from one node to the next, essentially. Versus, traditionally from EVM chains, we're using the ECDH method, the ECDSA key pairs. So, I mean, that's a big differentiator. This is 10 times more secure than going this route, because obviously we're using quantum here, so it's much, much more secure. But this is one of many other algorithms that we've integrated with the chain. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Rami. I appreciate your presentation. And anything else, Rami, before we move forward?
Well, one big thing I do want to note with the Krown blockchain, it is, we're adopting EVM compatibility. So this means that, once we go public, any developer can go ahead and develop using, Solidity, using smart contracts, just like how you would in Ethereum or Binance. So after, we're finished and this goes public, we welcome the dev community to develop their own ecosystem products on top of Krown.
Yep, very good. Thank you, Rami. I appreciate that presentation.
Of course.
All right, guys. Next, we have our business development director, Jerry Legase, and he has a presentation for you guys, or just wants to give you guys updates about what's been going on in his realm. Jerry?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll just kind of catch up of what's been going on and what the future holds for Krown. So, recently I've been working pretty tightly with Peter, our CMO, right? So we've been pushing more out into the Web3 space. So as you can see in the beginning so far, we've done a lot of, traditional marketing and stuff like that. We see, we see James on, the cover of some magazines, stuff like that, getting his name out there for Krown. So with what comes with building out the chain is the biggest thing. And I've seen somebody ask some questions about it, is what happens, like, where are the users coming from? So that's one of the things that we're really trying to, drive down into, is building the user base. So we're going to be doing a lot with our Web3 partners. Excuse me, sorry, just got a little cough. So we're going to be working out with a lot of Web3 partners and moving into different spaces with that, and working with centralized exchanges as well, with listing as well with that. Sorry, James, I'm just having an issue.
No, you're good.
Here.
You're good, man. Get some water. Actually, I'm gonna stack on top of that for a minute. Jerry's been in this space for a long time. And he and I have worked together, and he really knows what he's doing. He's got a lot of contacts within the DEXs and the SEXs on the exchanges, and so he's been working those angles, and people started to really take note of Krown now, because it's almost like when you're dealing with these exchanges, especially when you're young, it's extremely hard, extremely difficult to get in. But once they start to see, and Jerry, you can correct me, but once they start to see that traction, the following, the press, and then what you're building, and they want to know more, and then that's when I start getting the emails. That's when Jerry starts getting the emails about, hey, let's talk, and then things happen from there. So go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, like as you can see with Binance Live, we did some stuff there with Crypto King. So we're kind of moving into that Web3 space, and that's really what we want to do, is grow those users and kind of get things going from the bottom up there as well. So we're going to be doing a lot with AMAs. We're going to be doing a lot with reaching out to different communities, building users up, and going from there. So that's really, you can build a product, but the biggest thing is getting those users on chain. So that's really what we're looking to move forward on. So
perfect. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate the time. All right, guys, we do have a slide presentation this evening from Peter Biggs, our CMO, and I know he has a lot to talk about, Peter, so I'm going to let you take it away, good sir.
Oh, good. Thanks, James. Thanks, Jerry. Yep, adoption is absolutely the key, and that all starts with awareness. So a big focus at the moment for us has been driving that awareness through multiple channels. You've seen me on previous KrownMEETs talking about the funnel and talking about all the mechanics that we're using to drive interest, awareness. and adoption. So I'll just bring you through some of this now. Quickly, I've divided up into 5 little sections. We'll talk about some of the highlights first, because if you follow us on our socials or our email, or you're on the newsletter, you will have seen a lot of this activity already. But just to bring everybody else up to speed, I know we've had 100 odd people on our LinkedIn joining the event who've not experienced Krown before, so welcome to you guys. Then we'll look a little bit at the community, some important changes that have happened around Discord and our new blog. We've got an update from the US Patent and Trademark Office, which James has been slaving away on for many months. And then we'll have a look at what's coming around the corner in terms of those media appearances, that additional media attention, email, social marketing, paid social, etc., all those traditional channels, but married up to the more sort of Web3 environment that Jerry was referring to there. And of course, it wouldn't be a marketing presentation if it didn't have a call to action. So I'll be soliciting all your help in driving awareness of the Krown ecosystem at the end of this call. So if you haven't seen this already, do subscribe to our newsletter. We have our cover star, James Stevens, probably the hardest working CEO in crypto at the moment. So a feature article there in CIO Views highlighting, going into a lot of depth in terms of the team, the work so far, the mission, the vision. So yeah, please do enjoy that. I'll be sending a link to everybody on the call following the KrownMEET. So that was a fantastic moment for visibility of both James and the network. It's been incredibly busy across the podcast space. So we were on the Crypto Coin Show. That's racking up thousands of views a week now. As a video, please do go and enjoy that conversation with Ashton Addison. Really revealing, really helped me understand some of the core concepts of the wider blockchain ecosystem. We're on the Crypto Chronicles again. Grab that on Spotify, still there, also on Apple. A great chat with Swimming with Sharks, Stephen J. Dean. We had the Mano Juvane podcast as well, Masari. So yeah, tons of appearances, tons of great conversations. Please do send in recommendations, or if your network, for example, contains people who are broadcasting and are voices in this space, we'd love to have your recommendations and introductions. But we'll be ploughing a furrow ourselves as well, merrily. The AMA that Jerry just referenced with Crypto Kang, again racking up thousands of views a week, just getting us terrific exposure among a core community for us in terms of blockchain adoption. So yeah, do go and enjoy that one as well. That's with more of the team, so you'll hear some quite pointed questions coming in from both the community and from Crypto Kang himself. So big shout out to him for making that possible. Another way that we get the news out there is, for example, the arrival of our new quantum CFO, Craig Irvine. We distribute that information out to the wider market, and then it gets picked up on outlets like NASDAQ and Newsfile, and also in places like Crunchbase, who are constantly scouring the web for what the hottest new investment or the hottest new startup is, and they'll incorporate our activity into their feeds. And presumably, although I don't know this for sure, that probably factors into some of their growth and heat scores that they use to evaluate the millions of startups out there. So again, just making sure we're fully represented across the whole spectrum. We've also got, not to steal too much of your thunder, James, it might be that you wanted to cover some of this, but
Oh boy,
James has been.
You got enough of me on there, bro.
All right, okay, fair enough. Well, again, it's all in the email newsletter, so enjoy that one. I think since 1898, Marquis Who's has been, publishing the biographies, the Life and Times, the business stories of people who've made an impact in their fields. And you can read more about this on the new Krown blog, but a nice little quote that you might enjoy there is that Marquis signals that blockchain and cybersecurity innovation are now on the same level of global importance as medicine or law. And there's also a nice little video about Warren Buffett talking about his start in there as well. So do enjoy that, but a fantastic moment to embarrass James with from here to eternity. Coming on now to the community. So we've just opened up our Discord to the community. Everyone's been hanging out in Telegram up till now, but we've had a lot of requests and a lot of pressure to open up on Discord. I will be sending this link around to everybody after the call. But that's the invite link. Please do go join in, read the rules, read the official socials so that you don't get tempted to share any posts from people who are misrepresenting themselves as us. So yeah, a couple of little hiding factors in there to get straight. But yeah, read the rules. It's all pretty sensible stuff. And then dive in, say hi, and talk about what's in your bag. Look forward to chatting with you all in there. Another big improvement, and as I say, the website isn't a static instrument. It's constantly evolving, improving, adapting. So one of the biggest improvements we've made this month has been to revamp the blog. So please do go and catch up with all our latest news on there. We publish articles every couple of days about, how we're interacting with the ecosystem, what our development roadmap is doing, how James is, representing the face of the company to the wider world. So do go in and enjoy that. And also at the bottom there, you've got icons. So I will be regularly badgering you all to share our content on your social networks, as at this early stage of our growth as a startup. Every link, every referral, every social post really, really works, and those network effects start to mount up. So please do get busy on the Krown blog. We've also got fantastic news in that a hotly contested trademark of what's in your bag. James went toe-to-toe with a major bank who may have to remain nameless for the purposes of this call, with certainly with our new outside general counsel on the call. I'm not going to tread into those waters, but yes, it is now something that Krown can proudly say with a registered trademark after its name, and nobody else can borrow it or otherwise. So that's a big piece of news as well. Looking ahead at what's coming around the corner, Texas Talks have invited James to be a guest to explain to their community what blockchain means for them. They've regularly got state representatives and other senior figures on their shows. So, raising James's profile is another core part of what marketing has to do. We'll also be on the Block Hash podcast, tens of thousands of weekly listeners on that one. So again, we're just ramping up and going up the gears and arriving on bigger and better podcasts and distribution outlets for the news and the message. Also be on Secure Talk with Joe South and Security Unfiltered as well. So look out for those coming, along with many other media appearances which aren't listed here but are in the works. We only like to talk about the ones we've firmly booked in. So yes, my call to action to you all as members of the Krown community or new arrivals is please do make sure you sign your friends and family up to the Krown mailing list. That can be found at the bottom of every page on the Krown.network website. That is the first place you'll hear new announcements, betas, demos, KrownMEET news and the like. Also, please do, as I say, share our content within your own social networks. That's super helpful for us to get the word out organically. Nothing beats a referral. Drop in on our Discord. Again, I'll put the link in the call chat after I finish, and also with the meeting notes by email if you are subscribed to the newsletter. And yeah, keep bubbling along. We've got 600 plus members and a lively crew in our Telegram group, so it'd be great to see you on there too. And I think that about wraps it up from me. And I can now say with some authority, what's in your bag?
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate your time. Always a wonderful presentation. All right, guys, at the beginning of the KrownMEET, I had mentioned to you that we would have two big announcements for you for the community, and we'll start with the first one. But before we do that, I did say that Dr. Bolito, CEO of Quantum Emotion, would join us today, and he has been so kind and gracious to do so. Dr. Bolito, did you finally make it home from your flight?
Yes, good morning. Good evening, everybody. I'm sorry to miss the beginning of the call. I was landing coming from New York. So, I mean, happy to be among you. And yes, I wanted to announce that in Krown Networks and Quantum Emotion sort of agreed that Quantum Emotion will join will participate in the equity of the Krown Networks. It would I cannot tell you right now completely all the details. I think they will be communicated in the next few days. But I'm very, very happy because both companies we we are the verge actually of meeting incredible game changes milestones, either from Krown and also from Quantum Emotion. And I think these alliance, I mean, this equity, placement, is going to further strengthen, I think, the collaboration and the vision of the both companies in the field of security, obviously blockchain and cryptocurrency. I remember everybody that we are the technical, partner of quantum. I mean, with our quantum technology, we are the partner of Krown in developing, in fact, the different types of security for securing the blockchain and also the token, and the other, coins that the company wants to develop.
Yeah, certainly. Dr. Bolito, thank you so much. And we appreciate the confidence that Quantum Emotion has put into Krown. And we do share that vision and commitment to a more secure world through the products that we're developing, whether it's Castle in the hot wallet or Excalibur in the cold wallet. And I think the progress that we've made over the last almost 9 months now, 8-9 months together, right? I remember our first conversation. I was on my back porch, and it was slow going at first, but you and I slowly built a rapport with each other, and it's turned into this day today. And so we thank you for that commitment to that equity purchasing Krown. And like you said, further details to come, and we should have hopefully an announcement in the next few days. I think you would agree.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Bolito. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye. Let's see. There we go. All right, guys. Well, you heard Dr. Bolito, CEO of Quantum Emotion. That is a huge thing. I think Craig can speak to what that means strategically for a young company like Krown and a company like Quantum Emotion putting a confidence and putting, so to speak, their money where their mouth is. I think you can vouch for that, Craig. You've been in the industry a long time. Maybe you can speak on that a little bit.
Sure. I mean, it's difficult to understate the power of the right strategic partner for a young company, especially in the technology space. Every technology, every crypto, every blockchain always has its doubters until it's done. And so the first questions that people look at is, does it work? Does it do what it says it's going to do? And the right kind of partner, in Quantum Emotion is a listed entity in Japan or in Canada. The right kind of partner goes a very long ways towards towards helping investors build confidence and comfort that it does work, because they can trust trust that partner. And that's even before you get into the kinds of synergies that two good strategic partners can build in the strong win-wins for each other, in terms of helping to develop or solve problems or whatever it might be. So yeah, from a strategic and investor standpoint, it's quite a big deal.
Yeah, and you've been in a long time, and I know that you've been you've been an integral part of that, those conversations and that back and forth. So thank you for the time on that you've spent on that. I know we've got a little bit to go, but I know in the next few days we'll have that final execution and a big announcement that we can make press release on. So that'll be big. Okay, guys, moving forward, there is another announcement too. Some of you, I don't think any of you really know about this except Sergio and maybe a couple of others on the team. But we have a big announcement regarding a program that Krown is started. And Sergio, I think you're with us. Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm right here.
All right, Sergio, I know you're excited about this. This is a big deal too. Certainly a boon. So if you want to take over and talk about the new Win Lambo Sweepstakes.
Yeah, do we actually have something we can show or?
Yeah. Let me
all right.
let me go up to it and I'll present that for you. Just a second, and you can start talking about it, and I'll.
Yeah. So been working on this for a little bit, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be purchasing a vehicle, a Lamborghini, for the When Lambo, the Krown Excalibur When Lambo campaign. I believe we're going to be wrapping it with, I think I'm thinking to make it look like the Excalibur wallet. James, is that?
It's going to be wrapped in. Maybe you guys can see it But this is just a placeholder for you guys because we can't give the details yet until all of the everything's done and set for it. But the idea behind it is they would get a Lamborghini Krown edition, and we were talking to Lamborghini dealers across the nation about this deal. They're very interested in it, Sergio, and in Canada as well, is my understanding. You said. So we'll be wrapping that, and it'll be a special Krown edition Lamborghini. And we always hear in this space, what do we hear in this space, right? When Lambo. So I just want to let you guys know that we also have filed a trademark for Win Lambo, and they've taken a look at it, and so that's available, and it's good to go with that. So those documents are already set in place and rolling through. So Sergio.
Yeah, so I'm thinking basically, we have the wallet connections with the QR codes. The wrap, I imagine it would be like to look like the Excalibur wallet, maybe high gloss, matte black, to give you that artificial contrast and depth with gold trim, just like the cold wallet product. I don't know if we're going to do the Excalibur edition yet or just do a general Krown edition, but what I'm thinking is to put the actual QR code on the back windshield, so that I guess when we're driving it around, the actual QR code will go to the registration for the first 6 months of the campaign or whatever however long we're running it for, and then by the end of the campaign, I would like to do like a random draw, and that wallet associated to the vehicle, winning the vehicle, will take their QR code and apply it to the windshield. Because of the wrap and the QR code, if you put it into the wrap, then it might lift and cause problems. But if you keep it on a windshield or something, it'll you won't have those issues. So essentially, we want to deliver the vehicle with their own code, linked to their wallet address, so that they can earn the rewards while they're getting scans while they're driving it around. And it might persuade the winner to keep the wrap. But at the end of the day, it'll be their vehicle, and they can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah. And so just to give you guys some of the details, just a few. We're looking at ending the sweepstakes at the end of January 2026. And what they'll be able to do is you can purchase up to 50 entries. Each entry is $99, and then you have to do 3 things. You have to follow, comment, and share on 3 platforms of Krown. So that helps us, and we help you. And so each one, depending upon however many entries you enter into, that improves your odds, obviously. So that's the 30,000 foot level of it. But we're building out the page right now, building all of the sequentials that we need to happen. And we're putting that into play. I did have a talk with one of the directors at Lamborghini, and this was actually in Texas, and they're very interested in this, what we're doing. So they've heard this slogan before, but no one's ever approached Lamborghini like Krown has. So we're in talks with them right now to figure out a deal of how that would work, what that structure would look like. I know Craig probably just had a heart attack right now. No, but anyway, so we'll continue to develop this and build it out, and you guys will see a lot of from Peter's team on marketing and how that'll look. So
I need this to be a right-hand drive Lamborghini. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. That was one of the announcements we wanted to show you guys. And then moving forward, I'm gonna move my screen here. Get it up for you. And then obviously we talked about that equity stake from QEM. That's a huge deal. There is something that we've made progress on, and that's a lot of you have been asking me about the Krown store, about merchandise. I get inundated with DMs about this, and it's I want a hat, I want a shirt, I want a jacket and all this. So the Krown store will be open no later than September 30th. The merchandise sales we're going to start with is everything that you guys kind of voted on: golf shirts, mugs, hoodies, hats, jackets, things like that, going into the season. So you guys will have that to wear. And it'll have everything will be its own design. They'll all have 3 or 4 different designs per merchandise piece. So be looking for the Krown store to open up, and I'll give you guys the link and everything. You can see that, and it's also in the Krown Hub too. That'll pop up as available and highlighted once it's ready to go. And we'll have another 1 or 2 Krown meets before the mainnet launch. So you guys will have more updates. Moving along, the design and production of the Krown status coins. This is another thing you guys have been asking about. You know, depending upon your investment, when you log into Krown Hub, whatever your total wallet investment is with Krown, that determines your status. Your status gets you a lot of different rewards as well. It gets you into the Camelot Gala. It gets you into the Krown Conference passes. It gets you into, it could possibly, depending upon your level, Prince or a couple of levels lower, you can get into the King's Roundtable that we have every year, which is basically almost a policy like for Krown Network. It's a gathering of the top 50. And then, you know, so your status coins are being produced. We do expect those done by October 10th. So you guys will have a look-see probably the week before, and I'll show those to you in a KrownMEET. And they will be automatically, once you qualify for the coin, that coin will light up in your Krown Hub, and you will be able to either take that coin or you can purchase an extra one. Let's say you lose one or whatever, you can purchase one other. But in order for you to have one of those coins, in order for it to pop up, you have to have your status for at least 60 days. So that shows your commitment to hold your coin, hold your Krown value, and hold Krown, and it helps us hold the floor. So anyway, those coins will be ready soon. Event announcements. As you know, the Krown Conference, the Camelot Gala, and King's Roundtable, those are scheduled for Q3 of next year. We're looking July, I say late June, but it's really July, August of next year. Those venue details are forthcoming. We are looking at a lot of different places. We are, as you know, one of them will be in a castle. The King's Roundtable will be in a castle. We looked at, we found a really good priced one. So those are set, and Kelly's working on those diligently. So, and then, as you know, at the end of every KrownMEET that we have a live AMA session for you guys to ask questions. Obviously, if your question is highly technical or it infringes on some type of trade secret that we're dealing with or we're building before we file patents, we can't give you those answers, as you know. But we are going to open it up for a Q&A session, if you will. And if you guys have questions, just raise your hands. I know we always have probably a good 10 or 15 questions to answer. Let's see, one second, real quick. So for Craig, so Dakota Harms, Craig, they asked, given your experience, what made you want to join Krown, or what did you like about Krown that made
Yeah, well, thanks for the question. So there are probably a couple of intersecting things that I look for that came together here. One is promising startups that I think will have success and help create a lot of jobs. I used to pick stocks for a living, and I decided after I left that I wanted the rest of my career to be about how many jobs I could have helped create with the various companies that I was going to work with. And so that speaks to just general potential. The second question speaks to sort of belief in blockchain in general, and in specifically our kind of unique elements with the quantum cryptography. I'm a massive believer that in the Internet 3.0 hypothesis, because of the impact that the enormous step function potential in terms of productivity of sharing information on blockchains is still pretty incalculable. It is every bit equivalent to, the way that the first generations of the internet, the first browsers revolutionized, sharing and dissemination of information. This is probably going to be even bigger, and we're quite early on in that process.
Yeah, we are. Thank you, Craig, for answering that. And thank you for the question, Dakota. John Bullock has asked, what will be the timeline for coins to be sent to wallets before launch? That is an excellent question. As you know, we finished up a lot of those pushes, and now we're getting to a comfortable position for that. Right before launch, you have testnet, which we will not announce that publicly. There'll be a select people that will run that beta, run that testnet. Once testnet has passed everything, we're going to have, obviously we'll have bug bounties, things like that. We'll have pen testing and all of that. So once it passes everything and we know that we're going to mainnet, which we do expect to do that in October, probably late October, once we're ready for mainnet, and you guys will be airdropped around that time. So I would imagine it would be maybe the day before, 2 days before mainnet. It just won't be tradable until it actually launches. So. All right, John, great question. Let's see. Anybody else? You can raise your hand too. If you need to speak or you want to speak, you can raise your hand. All right. So real quick, Sam Sidekin, are you still on with us, Sam? I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
There you are, Sam. Hey, man. Awesome. All right, guys, for those of you who do not know Sam or you weren't on the last KrownMEET, Krown Technologies and Exit Quantum joined forces in a joint venture, and we're going to work together on PQC items, platforms for validity and vulnerability.
Oh, fucking great.
Oh, okay. Well, that is definitely going to be removed. Thank you, sir. All right. So, Sam, thank you for joining us, man. I was hoping you were going to be able to make it on. So, if you want to talk a little bit about our partnership and what's going on with that.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, it's very exciting, the partnership with Quantum Emotion. So congratulations on that. Second of all, yeah, it sounds as James mentioned in the and as we have kind of a little bit talked about over the last meeting, we partnered up to essentially do R&D around the post-quantum and integration of post-quantum into the wider ecosystem at Krown and beyond. We have been working on essentially making, because it's not like, not enough to be as good as, say, the benchmark, want to be better. And this kind of partnerships allows us to create the most secure, performant, and the accessible blockchain possible. So that's kind of the gist of our partnership. We have been working towards the technical side of things, getting the integration going and everything live up. Of course, everything. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was going to say, I think we are actually, I was looking at some of our dev progress. So I think we're about maybe a week or two out from platform.
Yeah, I would say so. Up for testing, and then that's when we are going to be releasing the big guns, releasing the new algorithms, the faster and more secure algorithms that are actually even comparable to Microsoft, even better on some benchmarks. So
some excited. Benchmarks was better. They were better. Yes, they were. That's awesome. Yes. And you guys, I want to give a kind of a shout out to you guys too, man, because you guys have what's called the stack doctrine. And I want to tell you, I appreciate that. I respect that a lot, man. And I hope that gains a lot of traction. It's well deserved. And we're looking forward to implementing that and also working with you on new platforms that we can build together. So thank you, Sam, for joining us tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, guys, you've got just about another minute or so. If you have any other questions, please ask now. That this is the team to ask it for. All right. I think we have. I know there's one more. Okay. Oh, yes, it disappeared. All right. I guess that is going to be it for tonight, guys. All right. As you know, every KrownMEET is recorded. We have a lot more views that tend to happen the next day. A lot of people are on planes or traveling. So I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. And again, oh, somebody else said something. Let's see. Hold on one second. Oh, great KrownMEET. Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us again tonight. I want to thank Craig, I want Gareth, Sergio, Jerry, Peter, Rami, Sam, everyone, Dr. Polito, all of you guys that were here tonight. Thank you for taking the time out of your lives to be with us. And I have to ask you before we sign off, what's in your bag? Have a great evening, everyone. Good night.